Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Roman Reigns was recently accused of hating women's wrestling by a fan on X/Twitter for seemingly being against a spot involving Nia Jax and Lana. However, Jax has commented in favor of the OTC. Jax has been absent from WWE television since the 2025 Elimination Chamber. However, she has been active on social media, and recently she replied to a fan post on X/Twitter, which claimed that Reigns hated women's wrestling. The user posted screenshots of an article about the tribal chief allegedly being against the table spot between the Irresistible Force and Lana at the 2020 Survivor Series. On X, Jax turned down claims made by the article, stating Reigns was never against the table spot. Roman Reigns is set to main event another WrestleMania this weekend as he will take on CM Punk and Seth Rollins to close night one of the show of shows. On the other hand, Nia Jax could miss the show, as she currently is not booked for the premium live event. Paul Heyman claimed that he won't be disloyal to Roman Reigns. Last year, CM Punk stepped up as the fifth man for the OG Bloodline when they faced the New Bloodline and Bronson Reed in the Men's War Games match at Survivor Series. In return, Paul Heyman owed Punk a favor, which later was revealed to be Heyman leaving Roman Reigns to be in the corner of the Second City Saint at WrestleMania. Paul Heyman made it clear that he would keep his promise. Speaking on The Rich Eisen Show, Heyman said that he wouldn't be disloyal to Roman Reigns despite choosing Punk over the OTC at WrestleMania 41. "I will live up to my promise to CM Punk, I will live up to my promise to my best friend in the world CM Punk. I will be loyal to my best friend in the world CM Punk, which does not mean I'm going to be disloyal to my tribal chief, Roman Reigns." Reigns lost the undisputed WWE Universal Championship to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania XL. This weekend, he will aim to get back on winning terms at the grandest stage of them all by getting his hand raised in yet another WrestleMania main event. In a week where WWE headlines have been dominated by backstage controversies and power plays, a firestorm erupted when an anonymous source claimed that the tribal chief Roman Reigns allegedly expressed disdain for women's wrestling during a recent creative meeting. While the source did not name names or offer direct quotes, the report was enough to ignite a frenzy online, one that prompted former WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax to step in and comment publicly for the first time. The report came from a Wrestling Insider podcast known for controversial scoops, who claimed that Roman felt the women's segments were getting too much time on SmackDown and that he had privately suggested that the Bloodline should remain the focus as WWE moved into its next creative era. "It wasn't just a creative opinion," the host said, stirring the pot. "According to our sources, Roman straight up said women's wrestling just isn't the draw it's hyped up to be and that the fans come to see him, not some random tag match with no stakes." The accusation sent shockwaves through the wrestling community. Social media platforms exploded with the hashtag #RespectWomenWrestling, and fans began dissecting Roman's past comments, past matches, and his on-screen interactions with women in WWE. While many fans and former superstars urged caution and said the claims might be exaggerated or taken out of context, others demanded a response, especially from the locker room. Enter Nia Jax. Known for her unapologetic attitude and close ties to the legendary Anoa'i family, Nia took to her Instagram Live with a strong message, one that shocked many and left others nodding in agreement. "Listen, I don't know what the hell that report is about," Nia began, her tone equal parts exhausted and fierce. "But if someone is gonna come for Roman, they better come correct. I don't sugarcoat, and y'all know I don't defend people just because we share blood. I'll call out family in a heartbeat if I have to. But I was in that meeting." Jax paused for a moment, clearly gathering her thoughts. "What Roman said, if you all want to twist it, he was talking about the pacing of the show. He was talking about making sure storylines, no matter who's involved, actually have weight and aren't just thrown on for filler. That goes for the men's division too. But trust and believe, Roman has nothing but respect for the women who put in the work." She then dropped a line that quickly went viral. "He fought to keep my damn segment on TV when others wanted to cut it. So don't sit there and act like he's out here hating women's wrestling when I've seen him go to bat for us behind closed doors." The segment she referred to was her 2023 return match against Rhea Ripley, a bout that some within WWE reportedly wanted to move to the pre-show. According to Jax, Reigns personally approached creative to make sure it stayed on the main card. He said, "Nia's return needs to feel like a moment. Don't half-ass it. That's a man who understands storytelling, not someone who wants women off the screen." Still, not everyone was convinced. Fans pointed out that Reigns rarely interacts with female talent on screen and that the Bloodline storyline, while massively popular, has often dominated the runtime of SmackDown and major PLEs. Critics also pointed to moments where women's matches were bumped or shortened in favor of Bloodline segments, suggesting that, even unintentionally, Reigns has contributed to an imbalance. In response to the swirling chaos, WWE issued a brief corporate statement late Friday night. "We take representation and equality seriously at WWE. All talents are encouraged to voice creative opinions. Any speculation regarding Mr. Reigns' alleged comments is unfounded and does not reflect WWE's values. We continue to highlight and celebrate our female superstars." As the narrative escalated, other wrestlers began chiming in, albeit more cryptically. Bayley tweeted a simple, while Liv Morgan posted a photo of herself holding the Women's World Championship with the caption, "Say what you want. I'm still main event material." However, one of the most surprising voices came from Paul Heyman. During a post-show press scrum, Heyman, serving in his role as special counsel to Reigns, addressed the situation with his usual blend of ambiguity and precision. "There is nothing more dangerous than a rumor delivered by someone who profits from the chaos it causes," Heyman said. "Roman Reigns is not just the face of WWE, he is a student of the business. A strategist. And yes, a leader. He respects greatness, whether that's Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, or Rhea Ripley. This narrative? It's fiction spun by those who fear the Bloodline's influence." Despite the pushback from Reigns' camp, the controversy has rekindled an ongoing conversation in wrestling about gender representation and who gets to dominate the spotlight. In the days following, media outlets reported that Triple H has called for a rebalancing of match structures on both Raw and SmackDown, emphasizing that going forward, women's feuds with high emotional stakes will receive equal billing. This comes amid rising fan support for feuds like Becky Lynch vs. Lyra Valkyria and the growing buzz around Tiffany Stratton's elevation to the main roster. As for Reigns, he has yet to comment directly. His silence, interpreted by some as strategic and others as dismissive, continues to feed the fire. But those close to the situation, like Nia Jax, seem intent on clearing the air. "We don't need to divide the locker room based on gossip," Jax concluded in her live session. "If there's a problem, real ones talk face-to-face, not behind a keyboard." Whether the storm will pass or fuel new tensions backstage remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, women's wrestling is no longer a side act, and any suggestion otherwise, real or rumored, will be met with fierce resistance from those who have fought for every second of screen time. And Roman Reigns? Whether he stays silent or steps into the fray, all eyes are once again on the head of the table.